Alright. I'm here. Nobody else is here. Just me tonight. So, we're going to turn on some music and get some work done. Alright, so first thing I need to get done, honestly, is I need to get this pipe changed out from being brass. So I need to see how much ultimate we have and see how much I can get made if we don't have any. Looks like we don't have any. That's stainless, normal, ultimate. I have 5.
Hello, motherfucker.
So I need cobalt, chrome, nickel, and moly. Nickel being the problem here. Oh, I hate it when these things are connected. How do you change it so the search isn't... I don't want the search connected. I know there's a way to do it, but I don't remember what it is. Hi, Crazy. Okay, we got cobalt. There is some nickel. We got chrome. And moly. Moly, we got moly. Alright, so I can make some of this. Do we have any in here? Oh, look at that. We got tons. Alright, so let's make some more. And we're going to change out this pipe, because I keep getting aluminum in the drop box. Actually, this pipe... never mind. This pipe should be fine, because these machines don't dump shit quickly. It's the main pipe that I need to worry about. And where that main pipe comes in, which is probably my problem. Yeah, see, that's the problem. That pipe comes in right there, and to get to the aluminum, it has to run all the way back to here, and then all the way back across, versus going right into here. So that's the issue. So, and I can't connect anything. Well, yes I can. Right? Hold on. Yeah, I can connect right through here. It's just where this thing is. So if I literally just do this, that should fix the problem. Ooh, there's nothing in that one. Don't need to connect that one. Okay. So then maybe I don't need to change that out to ultimate yet. I want to at some point. And I may today. But I need to get working on what the inputs are for this. like purified pyrite. If I process pyrite, there's going to be more than 9 stacks of pyrite that are going to get sent into here, and that's all this can hold. And anything that goes beyond that 9 stacks is going to get sent over there. So we need to make mass storages for each one of these. So I need one for Chaco, one for Tetra, one for Pyrite. I think this is going to be for Almandine. I can't remember. I was thinking this was the Lumnia one. Is what I had it planned for, but we're not running bauxite through there, so it's only going to be Almandine. I think that's going in that one. This one is fine because it's only ilmenite and I gave it a drum, so it's fine the way it is. This one I never set up because we never had something that needed to go for it. Malachite probably needs to go in here as well. Sulfur. That's not it. Okay, so sulfuric acid, we can do olivine, which will give us pink, and extra olivine dust. Pink being magnesium. No, we do not need that. Native cobalt you're not going to get. Well, yeah, you will. You'll get it now from this bath that's still broken, because he didn't put the thing in there, which I do need to remind him to fix this. So let's get that done. Okay, that's on his list. So there is a chance of getting the purified there, which you do have to run through there or here. And here's going to give you refined native and a tiny cobaltite. Here is going to give you the refined native and small cobalt dust. So you definitely want to run it through here. So I definitely want to get this one set up for cobalt. So this is going to be for red. So let me get my book from downstairs, because there's a chance. I'm guessing it's a slim chance, but there's a chance there will be a crafting wedge coming by later. It can do this for me. So I need 1 filter and 4 storages so far. So I don't forget, this is for red vitriol. Might as well keep the book on me. Alright, so let's look at the other platinum, absolutely not. Scheelite we could do, which is giving us manganese. If we run it through thermal, we get moly. If we macerate it, we get manganese. And then we centrifuge it, we get moly. And I like that better. We don't need all manganese. Getting a little bit of moly out of it is nice, so we're not going to do scheelite. Pyrite we're already doing for iron. Magnetite we don't want extra gold iron out of, we want gold. Chaco we're already doing. Cobaltite would give us some cobalt, so what does this give us if we macerate cobalt, thermal cobalt? If we macerate it, that's going to give us cobalt. That's going to give us a tiny with a 10%. If we do it this way, it's guaranteed to give us basically a full, because you get too small here, and then you get enough to make half of a dust here. So yeah, we need to get in the book here and add another mass storage. Cobalt and cobalite, so I don't forget and forgetful. Hematite. We even have a way of getting hematite. Did he add hematite now? I thought we had banded iron. Not hematite. Well, if we do crushing hematite, macerating gives hematite. Macerating again gives more hematite. Centrifusion gives more hematite. This really should be iron or something. It really shouldn't be. But we haven't gotten hematite yet, so we're not going to bother. Pentlandite. Macerate, we get iron. Thermal, we get sulfur, which is dumb. And we get cobalt at the last. If we bathe it, we get cyan, which is nickel. Don't really care, to be perfectly honest. If we do that, we get sulfur. Yeah, I'm not going to bother with setting up one for nickel. It's probably the only one that I would think about. There's the almandine one. So we do need one for that. Because if we macerate it, we're going to get red garnet, which we absolutely don't give a fuck about. We can thermal it for alumina. We absolutely want. That's why we would be doing this. But we could get the vitriol of clay. But we don't need a filter for this one. Technically, I don't think we need a filter for any of them. I did the filter thing, but if we just use mass storages, the filters aren't really needed. Because they will do the filtering. And we're only doing one thing per almandine. So, fuck it. We're not even doing a filter for that. Filters are needed for more where you're not going to have a mass storage. I may even take out those filters and use them somewhere else. Okay, so back to this. Sphalerite, don't really care. Sheldonite would not be done. Ilmenite, Magnesite, really don't care. Zinc needs to go somewhere else. Chromite for iron. If we macerate it, we're going to get iron. We get magnesium there. If we thermal it, we're going to get magnesium. And magnesium, which is kind of dumb. I might talk to him about that one later, but chromite is a really rare ore. You can only get it in the end, and I think it's only smalls. So I really don't care. You can run ilmenite through here to start with. We do macerator, we get iron. Here we get rutile. Not from what he told me, but we haven't been to the end, so I absolutely don't know. But I'm pretty sure they're only smalls. But again, I have not been there. I have no idea. Okay, I want that chance of rutile running it through there, so it should technically already be in here, which it's not, so I must not have processed any of it yet, but it does need to go in there. I think this rutile that we're getting is from processing something else. I'm not sure though. Thorium, malachite, tungstate, all that cobaltite we were just discussing that I need to get done. And I feel it's a little light in that area. Okay. Chromite, ilmenite. Native tin, no, don't care about the zinc that much. Gold, no. If we're running gold through something special, it's going to be the other bath recipe, I think, because we don't need extra copper from it. Native iron, no, because I want a little bit of nickel out of it instead of extra iron. Manganese, don't really give a fuck. Garnierite for nickel, not gonna bother. There is some of these I probably should do. Andradite we definitely want to do up here for the iron. Native copper, not really. This is the one I wanted to look at. Does this spawn native iron? Yes. He did not do the iron processing thing like GT6. Unfortunately, when we get to the hard mode settings that are going to change how oil processing is done and a lot of chemistry stuff and circuits to be more like GT5U09. See, this project is set up to be 08 and 09 of GT5U. I don't know if you've ever played with, there's very few people that have played with GT508. But eventually when Bloody took over GT5, when Greg went to GT6, and Bloody asked permission to make an unofficial GT5, which is what GT5U is, there were 2 projects. There was 08, which is I'm going to finish GT5 by adding in things from GT4. And then 09 is Bloody's vision, and then other people's vision after that, that put some stuff in. But mainly it was Bloody's vision of what GT5 should have been, by changing oil processing to be way more complex, changing circuits to be hell on earth complex and hard to wrap your brain around if you don't know exactly what the hell you're doing in the first place. And that was the main 2 changes that he made. And then there were others that went in with it. This is supposed to be the GT508 branch clone that we're doing. It's basically if you want to make a mod pack that is centralized around GregTech, but you don't want it to take a year to play. You don't want the GregTech part to be completely overbearing, and change things dramatically. This is the one you would use. The industry is training people to become industrial engineers. Basically, this is a training version. This is more for not the hardcore GregTech players like me that want things, which I don't even know if I would be considered a hard-tech GregTech player because I don't like New Horizons. I think they went a little bit too far. But for people that like GregTech and like the way that Bloody changed GregTech, because GT509, Greg has seen in some of my old GT5U recipe or streams and recordings, he's seen some of the shit Bloody's done, and he's heard people complain that he doesn't do things the way Bloody did in GT6 when it comes to, circuits, chemistry, oil. Look at his cracking stuff. Greg's cracking stuff is minimalistic. You crack what you need to get what you need, and you're done. That's it. Everything else, fuck it. It doesn't need to be done. In GT509, you could crack just about everything, and you could crack it in 2 different ways. Didn't some government thing want to use GT6 to teach people? I have no idea. I don't look at IRC very often. I try to hide from Greg's IRC because it's kind of like Greg's new Discord. There's a whole lot of spam of shit that will just piss me off and I'll start arguing. So I try to stay out of there. I have no idea if any government wanted to do that. I find it really weird that they would choose GT6 for doing that, but I don't know, and I honestly don't care. Okay, so back to Malachite. If we do it this way, we're getting small Malachite, and we're getting blue vitriol, which is going to give us extra copper. If we do it in the macerator, we got a 10% chance of copper. And then we've got brown limonite, which we absolutely don't want. If we thermal it, we're going to get brown limonite, which we absolutely don't want. And then calcite. God, he needs to fix that. There is absolutely no reason. If somebody can find a reason that they would do this recipe, please tell me. Because I know no reason. Now, granted, if you just wanted it quick, I can see you doing this recipe. Just throw it in the fucking macerator, take your 10% copper, and then centrifuge it to brown limonite is just a garbage byproduct. You don't fucking care. But what reason would you ever run it through a thermal centrifuge, which is slower than old people fuck, to get brown limonite? This is supposed to be the rarer, better stuff, is why you thermal centrifuge. You want the good shit. Give me the good shit, man. That comes out of here. This is not the good shit. This is the junk shit nobody's going to care about. And then calcite, for fuck's sakes. Who needs calcium and, well, oxygen you might want, but who cares about the fucking calcium? And carbon's way easier to get. Oxygen is as well. I don't see why that should be a thing. Hopefully Trims will read this, watch this later, and I don't care. Yeah, melt limestone. That's literally what we're doing down here for our calcite for rutile. We literally have a, wait a minute, wrong one. This one. We literally have a limestone cobblestone barrel on top of a smeltery to get our molten calcite to run through for our rutile. So, yeah, that's just a weird choice. Why did we run out of carbon again? This should not be able to run out of carbon. Stop being out of carbon. It's literally CO2 back. And I don't believe there's a way this can go that isn't into here. Because I do believe it's this pipe. It goes to there and it goes to there. I'll look at it later. What the fuck is an FB burning box? We don't have burning boxes in here. This isn't GT6. Yeah, this isn't GT6. We don't have burning boxes in here. He's one guy developing it and doesn't want to be on it for 10 years. He's not touching GT6 completely. Just mildly. It's GT5 machines with GT6 recipes somewhat. Where the fuck did the malachite go? I'm lost. I can't find the malachite recipe. There it is. Okay. So I think he needs to fix that other one. But we definitely want to add this up there. This does have the persulfite recipe, which is good. Nickel, no, we absolutely wouldn't do that. Spessartine, I'm not setting up one of those. Pyromagnesium, do not care. And then Tetra, we already have up there. Okay, so that gives me what I need to finish for there. Hey, it's finally going through the impures. Okay, so now what I actually need to get worked on today is this. And this is a fucking mess. And is going to take a lot of work. The main problem being, as far as I remember, brain work, the only way we have to set the amount of things that can go into a machine would be a filter or a buffer. Conveyors can't do it. Robot arm might be able to do it. I don't even know if we've tested robot arms as a cover yet. But robot arms should be able to tell you which slot to put them in. I don't know if it can do the count. Because if this was GT6, I'd use a hopper. But we don't have hoppers here. So I could set the barrel to automatically output into a chest buffer. Chest buffers are pretty small. Buffer. And these are pretty cheap. That's a super buffer, you dumbass. I want the chest buffer. Where's the... There it is. So we need a conveyor, we need a basic circuit, a hull, and a chest. That's easy enough to do. And actually almost cheaper than doing the robot arm. But that means I need one of those for every one of these barrels. And I need more barrels than what I already have. Because we got to set how much of each one of these. Can we extend this out? No, you can't use wood on an iron frame. Well, that kind of sucks. I want to get to what's... That's uraninite. That doesn't need one. We do have hematite. Not sure where we got it from, but we do have it. Okay, so... Electrolyze it is going to take 5 of them. I could throw it in a blast furnace and do 4 of them, which would give 1 iron. This is the... Yeah, that's that recipe. Later. This one I actually wouldn't need. If I could hit the right damn button. This one I wouldn't need one for, because this is a 1-to-1 recipe. But about everything else I would. So we've got approximately... Got 46 things. That's a lot of fucking filters. Now, granted, some of these were gems, and this isn't going to be electrolyzed down to carbon. This is going to be implosion compressed. So we'll start with like 30, because a lot of these aren't going to be done. Alright, so we're going to say 32. We'll start there. 32 times 8 is going to be 256 steel. We got 41. I hope we have the iron for this. Or the oxygen for this. We only have 5 basic circuits. So we're going to need to make circuits. He made me a MD extruder. That's supposed to be back here for making the copper foil for that. I'm gonna go ahead and set it up. So I can make the copper foil directly without having to go through the bending bullshit. And I'm thinking maybe take the LV laser engraver. Hello. Oh, I keep forgetting they go in my inventory now. As they fucking should. Put that there. can put this here. I don't think we're going to need anything coming out of the side of that. So we do that. And we do this. I'm going to put the lens in there. And then we set that as the output. We tell it to go. And now that'll automatically fill this with the copper foil, which will make the epoxy circuit boards. And then as it gets more, it'll put it over here, which will make our etchings. So then if I just get a barrel, which I don't think I have any left. Yeah, I don't have any left. We got stuff to make another barrel. How do you power your base? You caught us in the middle of changing that over, but currently we powered off of coal coke in this large steam, large boiler that runs into this large turbine. So we're making 570 EU a tick off of that. And then we also have oil that runs through our distillation towers and feeds into these combustion generators and gas turbines that makes us extra power, but right now we don't have oil coming in. I got to get more oil coming in, and then all of our creosote goes into this semi-fluid generator and gets burned off for a little bit of power. That's our main power source. This is our main power source right now. But as you can see, it's not enough. I can't run everything off of that. So we are in the process of setting up uraninite processing for uranium-235 and 238, and working on setting up a reactor. And once we get that all tested out, then that will be our main source of power. We have our heat exchanger basically made. He found a bug where there's no GUI for the heat exchanger, and he couldn't make the output and input casings in the last version, so that's the only part that's not complete. But we'll be testing that out with that'll be our new way of making power, is off the reactor. Alright, so that's 128 steel. 2 more stacks. Get that done. There's my ultimate. So let's get that in here and get it turned into pipes. And see out here we have a bunch of coke ovens. I'm not even sure how many we have. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have 8 coke ovens. Because they're too deep. So we have 8 coke ovens all running on crushed coal, which is making us coal coke. And then that goes down there to that boiler and gets turned into steam. This is our oil shale processing, which we're out of oil shale currently. And then we also have, we can make charcoal if we need to from the tree farm here, but we haven't automated this up because we don't have fertilizer to put in it at the moment. And I'm not going and getting more oil shale currently because tomorrow we should have this bad boy powered up for getting us oil from bedrock. Right now it's just sitting here with a battery buffer, but we're going to test out the long distance cables and see if we can run power down from up here. Basically would be from right there over to it and see how well that works out. Okay, so there's that. I need to output this to something. For right now, we'll just go throw it in. So that goes in the press. That's enough to get all of those basic boards done. And we've got silicon up here. We have basic boards up here. We don't have the NAND chips. We don't have any red alloy in there. We don't have any red alloy in there. Alright. So, 4 stacks of redstone, stack of copper. What's the current state of the mod? Is it near to be finished? Depends on what you mean by finished. Yes, for the basic. Not even fucking close for the hard settings. Hard settings have not even been tested yet. Current state is we are up to testing. You can play the mod pack. You can play the mod up to EV. It's in a good state up to EV. It's stuff after EV that hasn't been tested yet. Like I just got done saying, we're getting ready to test out the reactors this week. We're setting up making... Where in the fuck is my mold? You've run away with my mold again. We're getting ready to set up this week the... Why'd you put over here, friends? Uraninite test, the uraninite processing, so that we can get the GT6 style reactors tested out. We have the large heat exchanger built for the most part. And then once we get that done, the only thing to really test out yet in basic for the most part, I believe, is the fusion reactor. We can start on the fusion reactor after that. Trying to think if there's another multi-block that we haven't tested yet. But I think we'll basically be starting on fusion testing once we get this done. But this may take a week or two to get done with testing. Because this is one heck of a process to get all of that done. Yes, the endgame content is yet to be tested. Some of the endgame content is still yet to be developed, I think, but I don't know for sure. That's Trin's side. I don't deal with that side. So we just need plastic and silicon to make more of those. Now when it comes to the hard mode settings, there's a lot of things that aren't done. I don't even think he started looking at the circuit stuff. I know he hasn't. I know he's been looking at making changes to the oil cracking and stuff to make it more realistic, because the oil cracking was kind of weird in GT5 U. Getting heavier stuff out of lighter stuff is kind of weird. So I do believe he's changing some of that around. Oh, we haven't tested the large centrifuge, or large chemical reactor. That's another multi-block we haven't tested yet. I just thought about that. And I am working on trying to get him to add a large dehydrator and a large bath. That way we can do large amounts of bauxite. Basically a stack of it at a time, instead of running this slow recipe for, actually it's all three of them: the autoclave, the dehydrator, and the bath, so we can batch process tungsten and aluminum. Well, bauxite, technically. We also haven't tested the large, did he add a large centrifuge? I think he added a large centrifuge. So yeah, now that I just thought about it, there might be a few multi-blocks we haven't done. If he added, because I do believe he added the large. Yeah, there's the large centrifuge. We haven't tested that yet, because we can't make the advanced circuits. Or no, we can make the advanced circuits. It's the other ones. We haven't had a reason to do that yet. Which we do have a reason, but we also can't power it, so we got to get this thing done before we can power that. There should be a large centrifuge, a large electrolyzer. Neither of those have been tested yet. Oh, we're out of soldering alloy. Well, let's get some of that made. Never mind, we have some of that made. Just gotta get in here. Yeah, my plan at least, I don't know what Trin's plan is, but my plan at least is that we get the basic stuff tested here on this server, and then we go to a new server, start fresh, turn on the GT6 ore veins, and we do the hard testing in a new server. Maybe even in 119, 120. I'm personally not, worried about going to 120, but 119 does have a lot of mods kind of stopped off at 119. So for mod packs, it might be nice to have a 119 version. But that would also mean that Trins has to do, the porting stuff to 119 and or 120, which would slow down the process of us being able to test, him being able to bug fix. So we may just stick to 118 and get the whole project done. Oh, he turned it to go that way. Why did it ever get turned to go that way? Did he seriously use this for... That is now completely full. Oh, fuck. Trins, why do you do weird things? Is it empty? Okay, it's empty. that's supposed to come over here to put soldering alloy in there. It's not supposed to come down here. That's... I think he was throwing... Was he literally just throwing obsidian in there? Obsidian plates, obsidian rods, or obsidian dust. But we can't throw obsidian in there. That's weird. You'd think you'd be able to, but yeah, maybe not. Yeah, moving to 119.2 and above at this moment is not a good idea. Things have to be tested well first. Well, that's why we're finishing 118, or finishing testing here. This mod has moved from 110 to 118 and hit almost every version in between without ever getting a release by the original developer. Once Trends took over, I was hard adamant with him. No, 118, we're sticking here. We're not moving. You're getting a release done. A proper alpha testing release into beta where other people can grab a hold of it and fuck with it and stress test it before you port to anything else. Stop chasing Minecraft versions. But maybe going to 119 once we're testing the next part, I could see. But believe it or not, Trends has actually changed his feelings on it so much that I'm now the one saying, let's go to 119 or 120 when we do the hard testing. And he's saying, no, I think we're going to stay in 118 and get it all done before we go ahead. And then we'll just go to, you know, whatever's current at the time. So, and he's the one that does the development. So what I say has nothing to do with anything. He's the boss. I'm just the assistant that gives ideas and does the testing. Alright, so that's the 2 stacks of steel done. So we get them made into plates. We get those plates turned into casings. Get that out of there. That in there. Why is that not rendering? The numbers were rendering better. He needs to look at that. Okay. So, NAND chips are done. Getting the circuits done. You've seen that new mod. I haven't seen shit for mods for Minecraft. I don't look at shit outside of GTI. I don't give a shit about graphics. I could give a fuck left. It's a game about squares. I don't need it to look like Valhalla or whatever the fuck that game is. I don't give a shit. It's a game about blocks. Who gives a shit how fancy it fucking looks? If that's your thing, have at it. Not my thing, don't give a fuck. Okay, we're gonna need half a stack of these. Bro, I don't have to see it. I don't give a fuck. You just don't get it. I don't have to do anything but live, die, and cheat on my taxes. And I can't even do that anymore because I don't have taxes. So, live and die. That's all I have to do. Piss off Junior from time to time. That's not as much of a have to do. That's a want to do, though. Alright, so that's our circuits. Now I'm gonna need 32 fucking chests. So let's go get some wood. See, that one updated fine. Is it just that this one needs to be reset or something? Because it was placed before the fix job. Let's see. Yeah, it looks better now. Just need an update. I hate it when it does that and has to think about it. Alright, so there's my chest. Give me that barrel. You don't belong in there. So we got that. We got that. We need the conveyors. Conveyors are going to be a pain in the ass. We're going to need 2 motors per, so I'm going to need an entire stack of motors. So that means I need a stack of magnetic iron rods. So that's half a stack of iron. And then, do these really use steel rods? Yeah, they do. Okay, so we're going to need an entire stack of steel for that. So let's go make up more steel. Which we actually have. We need to cook this. And I do believe we have an extruder shape for... Do we not have an extruder shape? Yes, we do. Alright, give me that. We're just going to do this because it'll be faster. That'll give me my rods. We're going to need a fuck ton of copper cables. 2 ingots per, so 2 stacks of copper turned into wires. The rest of my plates. And that's supposed to not save its setting. Just need to Wire cutter. Output overflow. Nope, that wasn't the one. Screwdriver. Yes, filter resets when empty. Which it didn't just automatically reset its filter, which is a problem. It should have absolutely done that. It's another thing Trin needs to fix. Trins, I hope you're listening. Lazy, I don't want to type it. Did I get the copper put in for the wires? No. Okay, copper in. Make our wires. How are we doing on tin cables? We only have 24. We have more tin. Yes, we do, because this is for the 16 X ones that we need. Nobody tell Trins I stole a stack of them. He doesn't need to know that. Okay, this needs to be put in the polarizer. Which is there. If he changed that texture, I wouldn't complain. The fact that it has that stupid button texture on the front sucks. Okay, stack of steel. Look how much fun the crafting winch could have right now. She loves doing this stuff. If she was just here, she could be doing all this for me. And then I could be standing around with my thumb in my ass. Alright, how many chests did I make? 24. Alright, that's my 32 of those. Now we just need the rods. There's the... Why is that 16 hulls? Because I'm an idiot. Obviously. I only put half the wires in. Get in there. Get in there. Alright. Like that. Like that. Can extrude this into sheets, because we are going to need a lot of sheets. 6 times 32, which I have no idea what that math is. If I sat and thought about it for a minute, I could figure it out. But I'm lazy. Where's my calculator? 6 times 192 is what I'm gonna need. So yeah, let's go ahead and extrude up these. I think we have a plate 1. We do have plate 1. Why did that not come out through there? Oh, I hate hoppers. I hate vanilla hoppers. Vanilla hoppers suck. Trends needs to make GregTech 6 hoppers a thing. In GTI. They're so much better. Alright, that's 128, 60, 80, 92. That's all we need. I got this. I can math. Okay, there's my other 16 casings. The rest of my wires, if this thing actually worked. This thing doesn't fucking work. Get the hell out of here. Put in a fucking barrel. Set the reset filter. Set the auto out. Make the rest of my fucking cables be pain in my ass. Okay. Wires. Cables. Forgot the frickin' rods. Here's the rods. The magnetic ones. There's the regular ones. Come on, think about it. There you go. Alright, so we just need more copper and we can get that done. Just waiting on this to get its slow ass done with shit. Power's doing fine. Seriously thinking about talking him into adding something similar to the display board from at one mod. That way we can have a readout on the wall out here. But I think I have a better way of doing it. At least it's a better way in my head. Whether it is better or not, that's yet to be seen. But since he's working on making red alloy a actual redstone thing, the idea would be one of two things. Either add a data cable, which would take information from one place and send it to another place, which would be, you'd have a sensor similar to this one. It actually would almost be identical to this one. we'd probably just use another one of those. Because that gives you a redstone signal out, depending on how much it is. But which, if he's making extenders, we wouldn't even need a second one. We could just use an extender that would extend that out, and we could branch off of that one for the redstone for the on-off, and then the other one for the data cable that would run a monitor. So basically you would put a monitor like right here, or up here above these or something, and you hook the data cable to it, and it would give you a readout of what your power is. There's different ways you could do it. You could do it with a redstone thing, or you could do it with a more expensive cover, that instead of giving it out in a redstone signal, it gives out the exact total of power stored between all of the batteries and the buffer itself. So you'd have a amount of power in and out of it, or total amount of power that could be given out, and the cover that you put on that would be reading it would basically say, you could do either numbers, or you could just do a bar that, the bar would be able to do with the redstone, because the bar would be able to fluctuate. But then you could also do an in and out thing with the data one. So it would be able to say you have, 570 going in, you have 1,024 coming out. So you could determine exactly how much power you're using, how much you currently have stored, if you need to make more, that kind of thing. I think it would be a nice addition. But this is something that would probably words, Bear. I know they're hard, but come on. Would probably come after we get done with basic testing. Kind of like the PDA that I want for reading the USB drives for when you do ore prospecting and oil prospecting. Probably something that, if he decides to do it, might come after we get done with basic testing. Also, completely depends on if he likes the idea. So there's no guarantees he'll like the idea. And, didn't I make more tin cables? You might hear the idea and go, Bear, you're out of your fucking mind, that's too difficult. Go fuck yourself. Alright, let those get done. Because I need even more of them, because I forgot about the cable in the fucking middle. There's that. Alright, that made up every bit of the motors we have, but I only need that. So we'll leave the rest of these in here for something else. This really needs to be moved over here. Can this go over here? I hate these being in my way. Yeah. Fuck this shit. Goes around the outside. Around the outside. Like the trailer park girls. They go around the outside. If somebody wants to make them more pretty, that's their business. I don't care. I'm just tired of them being in my damn way. Fuck out of my way, man. Alright, that's 32 of those, so we need that, and that. And that makes us 32 chest buffers. Get that the fuck out of there before we turn it into a thing. Alright, so now we can get started on this, and this is going to be messy. It's going to be messy for multiple reasons. One, I don't think we have... Do we have sulfuric acid? Do we have a sink for sulfuric acid? We are going to be using it to make hydrochloric acid. But that's not a sink, because eventually we're going to stop making hydrochloric acid. That's going to give dilute sulfuric acid, which means it's not really a sink, because we can turn that back into sulfuric acid. No, so he must have got rid of small acid batteries. They exist, but there's no way of making them. There's no way of making the small acid or mercury batteries either, which were single-use batteries. No way of making the medium one, no way of making the large one. But in GT5, you could fill a battery with sulfuric acid, put it in a battery box, one-time use. It would give you the dead one, and then you put the dead one into a... You can't even do that with these, which you honestly should be able to in case you made tons of a set of batteries and then you didn't need them anymore. Extractor, you could put them into an extractor, and the dead ones would then give you back the battery hull. Then you put that back in the canning machine with the mercury or the sulfuric acid, fill it back up, put it back in the battery box, and just loop it, making power out of those two things. Technically, he doesn't even have a recipe for making the redstone batteries, which aren't single use. I wonder why. I'll have to ask him about that. Hopefully, again, he's watching this later when he's back home, and I won't have to remember that I forgot to ask him. I gotta go do an old man break. Be right back. Alright, I'm back. Okay, so we don't have a sink for our sulfuric acid. Do we have a way of getting rid of, well, sulfuric acid itself can be centrifuged to hydrogen, oxygen, and sulfur. Do we have to get it to that? No, we can electrolyze the sulfur dioxide back to sulfur and oxygen without going through making it into sulfuric acid. Okay. Sulfur we can turn into torches. We can do this thing, which I think we're going to be doing. We can also make UUA out of the sulfur. Okay. So then we need an electrolyzer for our sulfur dioxide. We're just going to roast everything. It's MV. So we're going to need an MV electrolyzer. Put that in the book. Okay. That's something we can do later. So we'll get one of those to put on this side, so we can get rid of our sulfur dioxide after the roaster. If we don't need it for sulfuric acid. So that everything from Shaco, everything from here down to here needs to go in there. Everything from here to, I see that one needs to be moved over. That one needs to go with these. Alright, let's just start down here. It'll just fucking be easier, I think. Problem is, I might need to move those down around this side instead of down around that side. Alright, is there room? What is that right there? Okay, that's the ruby. Which is fine, because we need that. Alright, so I think I can get this damn cord to stop falling out of my damn headset. I gotta talk to Junior about this tonight when he gets home. This is becoming a real pain in my ass. Alright, so Uraninite is special. Not the refined stuff. That's going to the chemical reactor. So that doesn't count. Hematite. That needs to be done. Gardnerite special. It doesn't need to be done. We can literally just put a pipe here. High rope. Probably going to run through there. Or is that a centrifuge? Nope, that's an electrolyzer. Okay. So that gets one. Amethyst. We can electrolyze it for silicon dioxide and iron. We can implosion compress it. I just don't know why we would care to do so. So it's going to get one. Leptolite definitely gets one. That's one of the ones we need to get done. Grosseler. That should be an electrolyzer one. Yes. So that gets one. Tantalite definitely gets one. That should be the ruby, which it is. It gets one. Spodamine gets one. This we gotta talk about because I think he's making a recipe for apatite, for fertilizer out of that. So we're not touching that right now. Spessartine definitely gets one. Calcite, that's another special one. Alright, let's actually... This might take... Okay, during the night... That... Calcite, Pyrope gets done. Quartzite doesn't. Magnetite, fuck, magnetite does. Oxide does. Okay, so that's the end of the line for those. Let's come down here and look. Molybdenite needs to move. Zircon gets done, so it needs to move. This, I believe, is centrifuged. Yes, this is centrifuged. So this needs to stay here. Bentonite. Electrolyze down. Okay, so it needs to move. Rare earth is centrifuged. It stays here. Scheelite goes down to be processed, so it can stay here. Cassiterite needs to get done. Red garnet should be centrifuged. I don't think that changed. Wrong thing, dumbass. Garnet. Yeah, both of these should be centrifuged, which they are, so that stays there. That goes centrifuge. This should be centrifuge as well. Yes, that's centrifuge. It stays here. Salt needs to go the other side. Dark ash, don't care. It stays here. Silicon dioxide is technically a special one. So we'll take it, and tungstate needs to go down with the scheelite, so it can stay here for now as well. So give me all of these. You we still have to talk about. Okay, so these need to go into this area. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that need to go into this area, and 4 that needs to come out. That's not bad. So this one, and we'll change it out for that one. This one, we'll change it out for that one. This one for that one. And then this one, I need to make more frames. We'll change this one out for this one, and then we'll put this one here. So that takes care of that. And then, no, that's a special one. Oops. Almost fucked that up. Okay. That's a special. That's a special. This one goes here. And then that's a special. So take this out for the moment. Fucking hell, my headset cord fell out again. It's pissing me off. I'm not even moving. Alright, we're gonna set these over here for right now until I figure out exactly where I want to put them. So not cluttering up my inventory. Okay, cassiterite should be a single. Which it is. So that one just gets a pipe. Which I may move these two around. So now we have Zircon here, it gets one. Bentonite definitely gets one. Move to the other side. We need to take that entire pipe out of there for right now. Oh, that was too high. There's too many slaps. I love the fact that they fall now. It's such a beautiful thing. Okay. Give me all of this. Except for that one. That one's supposed to be there. And I think actually, let's take this one out. And let's move it down here to the far end. Put it there. And then we can move the molybdenite, which is here, into its place where it belongs. Okay. Take all this off here. Goes there. Okay, so molybdenite, it's set to that. Magnetite, salt, pyrolusite all get one of these. Alright, now we need to set each one of these like that. That one over there is going to be a little bit of a pain in the ass. You. Okay, all of these go down. Flat on her back, she goes down. And that. Alright, now we need to run a pipe underneath all of these. Okay, still got to do the other side yet. Now, that one's going to be a major problem. We may have to take that one out of there. We also got to figure out how we're getting through there. I hope these don't fall. I need to get in here for a minute. Okay, so this is the pipe that comes over. So where are we doing that pipe? I think I know how to do this. Yep, we can do it that way. We could also just turn all of these that way as well. Just turn these that way. And we just put the pipe on the back. So we turn that way. I'm not going to bother with the rest, but we could. But then that just means that we take our pipe and we run it this way. Okay. So now the only thing I need to do, for this at least, is get this done. Alright, so now that should be fully connected. Except I am going to change these because it's just going to bother the shit out of me. Plus that wasn't supposed to be connected. It's just gonna bother the shit out of me that those are going that way and this one's not. So that's it. Turn all of these this way. Close these. And then we're going to run the pipe back along the back side. Oh, except, hey, guess what? We have the pipe going up right fucking there. Well, we're going to change that. That pipe is going to kiss our ass. And it's going to come up here at the corner. and connect there. And then voila, that issue is fixed. Take that out. Disconnect it from up there. And the rest of these across like that. Connect all of these up. Okay. I think we have that done. We still need to set each one of these. So we might have to move that. We should have nothing coming in here yet. So nothing should be auto outputting yet. Okay. So now auto output on that, auto output on that. Those two go straight in, no bullshit. Alright. Rock salt. Rock salt is 2. Alright, so we need to set this, which we actually have to be on the output. Which is a problem because we can't get to the output when the fucking pipe is there. Okay, out limit of 2. So that means I gotta reset all of those fucking pipes. That's a pain in the ass. There we go. That will output 2. We need to block the... He needs to look at that. That's an output. It absolutely should not allow input into its output. That's a normal machine mechanic. Now we can set that. That'll auto output in here to the filter. So now once the garnierite gets done, which should be running right now, which it's not because it's probably going into every one of these fucking... Ugh. Okay, this is going to be almost impossible to do now that I found this bug. Okay, he's got to fix that before this goes any further. Alright, so that kind of puts a halt to my plans for the night. So that's it for tonight. He'll be back tomorrow and we can get this finished up. And start on uranium processing. Later, guys.